Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with Supersize Your Business. We're going to do something a little different today than our regular idiom. Yesterday this would be day 100 of 100 Proverbs. Every day I cover an idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your business and maybe even in your life each day? But at the beginning of 2021, I found a list of and curated a list of 100 Proverbs, the top 100 Proverbs that we use in America, in the United States, since that's where I live. And I realized about 2/3 of the way through that I had a duplicate. And instead of, at that time, finding another one for the end of the challenge, I thought, well, maybe I'll have a couple more duplicates as well. So I just let it go till the end. So yesterday, when I did day 99, a quote from Ziglar, or a saying attributed to Zig Ziglar, I'm like, okay, I've got day 100 and I don't have a topic for tomorrow. Now, over the whole course of this, coming up with an idiom every day, I haven't pre-planned the topic. I had a book of 600 plus idioms that I started the project with, and I would just randomly pick one from the book. Then I challenged myself to do the whole book and figure out a way to tie in each of these sayings, which were actually written for middle schoolers, to a business. How do you apply each and every one of these sayings to a business? Because if it's something we learned in middle school, it's probably something that a lot of us have been exposed to. So that was my first challenge with idioms and proverbs. Then I ran out of all of the ones in that book, and I'm like, I don't want to stop doing this. I like doing it. It's fun. It's like improv. It's a little fun challenge for me personally every day to figure out how do some of these common expressions tie into our business. What could they mean for my business? And so it just keeps me thinking, open-minded, and more flexible. Well, since I ran out of the 100 Proverbs, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow, I thought we'd do something different today. And I'm going to just share 10 different quotes that I like from Zig Ziglar, since I talked about Zig yesterday. And of course, one of the 10 is our one from yesterday. And I was going to ask you, what is your favorite of these 10? But then I'd have to type them all out, which would take a while. And I'm sure I'd have typos and be embarrassed. So instead of doing that, I'm going to ask you, who do you listen to? Who is someone that you listen to and follow? Who is your favorite? I want to say guru, but I don't want to say guru. I want to say expert, but I don't want to say expert. And it's a little different depending on what our businesses are. But I found that the older I get and the more I learn, the more I find that I'm following mostly mindset people, people that talk about what really makes us tick. So Zig Ziglar was one of the early people I followed. He and Jim Rohn, I think, were probably the first personal development exposure people that I was exposed to early on in my career. Remember way back in the 80s when the people were just getting going. And of course, Tony Robbins was the very first guru, and he wasn't a guru when I started following him. He was just on late night infomercials, and I happened to be in the hospital, and Tony Robbins was on, and that was my actual first exposure to any type of personal development, with the exception of the stuff I learned from my parents and from my dad and in school. And in school, in high school and in college, we didn't really learn anything about personal development. I can't recall really learning. We learned a few things about leadership because I got a management degree. But for the most part, anything personal development or personal responsibility related was really not a part of any school curriculum that I ever participated in. So let's see what wisdom Zig has today. And then if you would share it in the comments below, either your favorite Zig Ziglar quote, or who is it that you listen to and follow these days? Why? Because I'm always on the lookout for new people to learn from, new people, new ideas to learn from. I've actually got 2 new coaches this year, totally opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of approach, philosophy, beliefs, implementation. It's really, really fun, but it reminds me of the days of working for 2 bosses. A little confusing at times, but that just makes my mind, as it's exploding, assimilate the information and figure out what it means to me. So what does Zig have to say that's wise? These are some of my favorite sayings still to this day. Remember that failure is an event, not a person. Love that. You will get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. Another one of my favorites. People often say motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. I've heard that as brushing your teeth as well. And that is one of the very first sayings or words of wisdom that I remember that stuck with me for the longest time following a seminar or a training or a motivational event. There's never been a statue erected to a critic. This was one to remember whenever we get any haters or critics or people judging us because what they think, it just doesn't matter. And it's usually people that are not doing the thing that we're doing that are judging us for the thing that we're doing that they don't like. People don't buy people don't buy for logical reasons. They buy for emotional reasons. How many times have we been told that, yet we still try to sell people based on the features of our product, not on the benefits to them? Expect the best, prepare for the worst, capitalize on what comes. Now that is some awesome 2020 COVID-19 pandemic advice right there. If you go looking for a friend, you're going to find they're scarce. If you go out to be a friend, you'll find them everywhere. That's a true one too. Reminds me of you get what you give out into the world. A goal properly set is halfway reached. Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. That was yesterday's. And finally, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. 10 of my favorite Zig Ziglar sayings. I, of course, am a Zig Ziglar follower. I have at least a dozen of his books. Not all of them, but most of them. And he's one of those people that I've learned from, I've gleaned wisdom from, and I've hopefully applied it properly in my business and in my life. So share in the comments below who is one of your favorites so I can see if there's some people that I'm missing and I can explore them. I've got actually 2 brand new people that I'm following this year that I had never heard of before 2021. One is very Tony Robbins-esque, not Tony Robbins. I've known of him for decades and followed him for years. And the other one, my son introduced me to, and it was probably someone that I vaguely heard of. He's a mentor of a person that I have the greatest respect for, and I think I love their business results and the results and the impact that they're having in the world. So I'm surprised I hadn't explored and looked into him before, but very, very different than most people in the area of training and coaching and teaching and things. So it's interesting to see how that's impacting me and my business and my ideas and my objectives and what I'm going to do going forward now. All right, have an awesome day. I will, of course, be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your business and your life right now? Where are they going to come from? I don't know, but I'll find them. There's 25,000 of them in the English language. So there's no shortage of things that we can learn from and apply to our business. Have an awesome day, and I'll be with you tomorrow.